Have you ever wondered why some things are more important to us than others? It's an intriguing question that many of us have found ourselves contemplating, a concept that has puzzled philosophers, psychologists, and the curious minds across the globe for ages. This mystery that shrouds our choices, preferences, and priorities is linked intricately with our needs. Our needs, a simple word, yet with profound implications on our existence. They are the forces that drive us, motivate us, and at times even challenge us. They play an integral role in shaping who we are, what we do, and how we perceive the world around us. These needs are not uniform, but rather vary in importance and intensity. They are categorized into three groups: primary, secondary, and tertiary needs, each category its significance and weight in our lives. Primary needs, often referred to as the base needs, are essential for our survival. They are the air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, and the shelter we need. Without these primary needs, our existence would simply cease to be. They are the fundamental elements that sustain our life, ensuring our continuity in the grand scheme of existence. Then come the secondary needs, the ones that elevate our survival to living. These needs bring comfort to our lives and build upon the base established by our primary needs. They include our social interactions, our education, and our sources of entertainment. They, the needs that allow us to enjoy life beyond mere survival, adding layers of richness and depth to our existence. And finally, we arrive at tertiary needs, the cherries on top of our needs pyramid. Tertiary consist of luxuries, the things we desire but do not necessarily need for survival or comfort. They are the holidays in exotic locations, the expensive gadgets, the high-end fashion. They are aspirations, our ambitions, and our desires for more than just a comfortable existence. But what makes each of these needs unique? Is it just their importance in our lives? Or does it go deeper than that? Why, despite knowing the importance of primary and secondary needs, do we sometimes prioritize the tertiary ones? These are questions that baffle us and yet make our lives interesting. Let's dive into these needs and understand what makes each unique. Imagine a day without food, water, or even air. It seems daunting, right? These elements constitute our core necessities, the fundamental components we require to exist and flourish. We can't even begin to fathom life without these essentials. They are simple, yet their absence has an inconceivable impact on our existence. Let us delve deeper into each one. Starting with food, it is the bedrock of our sustenance. What is food? It's the energy source that fuels our bodies, enabling us to grow, learn, play, and work. It's like premium gasoline for our biological engine. Take a moment and think, how would you feel if you hadn't eaten for a whole day? The exhaustion, the fatigue, the hunger. Without food, our bodies would weaken, our minds would cloud, making it impossible to carry out even the simplest tasks. Next, let's talk about water, that transparent, tasteless liquid we often take for granted. Our bodies are a vast, complex network of cells and tissues, about 2/3 of which is water. This crucial component is not just to quench thirst, but serves a myriad of functions. It aids digestion, regulates body temperature, carries nutrients to cells, and flushes out toxins. Water is the lifeblood coursing through our veins, keeping us healthy and vibrant. Now let's move on to air. Imagine trying to hold your breath for a minute. Difficult, isn't it? That's the power of air, the invisible, silent sustenance that keeps us alive every second of every day. It's always there, whether we notice it or not. Breathing in air supplies our bodies with oxygen, which is transported by our blood to each cell, keeping us alive and functioning. It's a silent symphony of life playing out in each breath we take. Lastly, let's not forget about shelter. It's not just a roof over our heads, it's a sanctuary providing safety and security. Shelter protects us from harsh weather and gives us a space to rest, eat, and live. It's our fortress against the world, our private retreat, where we nurture our dreams, our joys, and sometimes our sorrows. It's a personal space that gives us a sense of belonging. So you see, these primary needs are not just essential, they are the fabric of our existence. Without them, our survival doesn't just become questionable, it becomes an impossibility. Imagine a day without food, water, air, or shelter. Difficult, isn't it? That's because these are our primary needs. They are the essentials, the most basic things we need to survive and thrive. So without these primary needs, our very survival becomes questionable. Now, imagine a day without your favorite video game or that cozy bed. Not as dire as not having water or food or shelter, but still rather uncomfortable, don't you think? These are what we call secondary needs. Secondary needs are those little luxuries, enhancements in our life that, while not essential for survival, significantly augment the quality of our lives. They add that extra pinch of comfort and pleasure. Now let's ruminate over them more deeply. Think about the joy you derive from playing your favorite video game, the thrill of conquering levels, the adrenaline rush when you are at the brink of losing, the sense of achievement when you finally win. It provides not just entertainment, but also stimulates your mind and reflexes, thereby contributing to your mental agility. Consider the serenity you find in reading an interesting book, getting lost in other worlds, living 1,000 different, experiencing myriad emotions. Every book offers a unique escape from reality and introduces us to different perspectives, thereby molding our thought processes and broadening our horizons. Think about the excitement of watching a gripping movie, the anticipation of what's going to happen next, the roller coaster of emotions you experience, the satisfaction of a well-ended plotline. It provides you an opportunity to get lost in a different world, if only for a couple of hours, thereby offering a refreshing break from everyday life. Now think about the comfort of living in a warm, cozy house instead of a basic shelter. The luxury of having your own space decorated to your liking, where every nook and corner reflects your personality. The feeling of security and belonging it provides contributes significantly towards your mental peace and stability. Finally, consider the convenience of driving your own car instead of always walking or using public transport. The freedom it provides, the time it saves, the flexibility it offers. It doesn't just make commuting easier, but also gives you a sense of independence. These are all examples of secondary needs. They may not be as crucial as food, water, and shelter, but they certainly make life more enjoyable and less stressful. They are the elements that turn our basic existence into a richer, more fulfilling experience. See, secondary needs might not be vital as they don't directly impact our survival, but they are significant. They bridge gap between surviving and living. They allow us to live more comfortably, to enjoy our lives more fully, and to experience things that bring us joy and pleasure. These secondary needs, while not essential for survival, make our lives more enjoyable and comfortable. Finally, imagine a day without that latest smartphone or designer clothing. Not a big deal, right? These are tertiary needs. They're not like the food we eat, the water we drink, or even the comfortable homes we live in. Tertiary needs are all about the extras, the things that make life not just comfortable, but glamorous. Think about it. Do we really need that shiny, luxurious car to get from one place to another? Of course not. A simple, reliable vehicle can do the job. But there's something about cruising down the road in a sleek, high-end model that just feels good, isn't there? And what about the latest gadgets? Sure, they're packed with features, but they're not essential for our survival or comfort. They're about status, about showing off what we've got. The same goes for designer clothing. It's not about keeping warm or decent. It's about looking stylish and making a statement. Tertiary needs are the icing on the cake, making life not just comfortable, but glamorous. So what have we learned about our needs today? We've discovered that primary needs are the essentials, the things we can't live without, like food and shelter. Secondary needs, on the other hand, provide comfort in our lives, like a cozy bed or a warm sweater. Finally, tertiary needs are the luxuries, the extras that add sparkle to life, like a delicious chocolate cake or a shiny new bike. Remember, whether it's primary, secondary, or tertiary, all our needs contribute to making our lives what they are. So the next time you think about your needs, you'll know exactly where they fit in.